What's up, YouTube? Scotty Tradition back with my YouTube Hall of Fame sports card ballot for 2023. Always a very exciting time of year. It's just awesome to be able to talk about all these great channels that we spend so much time watching on a daily basis and that we really think kind of go above and beyond in some measure to merit being in the YouTube Hall of Fame. So very excited for this. So I have 10 votes here with me. I took a look at my 2022 ballot, and I had 3 people get in to the 2022 Hall of Fame off that ballot. Bart's Cards, New NY Yanks Fan 7, and Diamond Yard Sports Cards are all channels I voted for last year that ended up making it in. Those are 3 of the 5 that actually made it in last year. So I had 7 channels still on my ballot from last year. I did remove 2 of those channels, and the reason I did that was simply because I feel like I want to give benefit of the doubt to those channels that actually participate in the YouTube Hall of Fame sports card voting. I think it's an honor to be able to get on video and talk about what makes other people's channels so great and like why that's important to you. So I kind of really wanted to give those people that actually participate in the voting. So I went through all of 2022's voting, and there was around 100 different channels that voted last year, and I just kind of looked through that to see who actually participated in the voting last year and who I've seen ballots from already this year, and that did play at least a small part in the people I voted for this time around, because I think it is important to actually vote, that you find some benefit from this YouTube Hall of Fame thing, as opposed to just kind of sitting back and not voting. So that's kind of that's one thing I based my vote on this time around. So 3 people got in. I did end up taking 2 channels off this time around, not because I dislike the channels, but just because I think I want to give benefit of the doubt to those people that actually do vote. And so that leaves me with 5 open spots on this ballot this time around, with a couple carryovers from last year as well. So one thing that was important to do, I think, was look at last year's ballot and who were the first 4 that didn't get in last year. So there's 4 names on that list, of course, the first 4 that didn't get in, and I do have some of those in my ballot as well. So just for reference, the top vote getter last year that didn't get in was Brad8671. With 22 votes. Rated Rookie had 21 votes last year, didn't get in. Jimmy Gunz had 21, also last year, didn't get in. And then Caleb's Cards had 20. So those were the first 4 out from last year. So with that being said, let's get into this year's ballot. First and foremost, and these first 2 especially, I think are really, everybody has their no-brainer Hall of Famers. These guys are it for me on my list. And my first guy here, I'm just a little bit shocked that I haven't seen his name more on more ballots so far. And I mean, I think there's been about 20, 21, 22 ballots, something like that. And I do keep a pretty close tabs on everything, just because I find this whole process pretty fun to watch. And this guy's only like got 2 or 3 votes so far. And there are others that have, 10, 11, 12 votes, just for reference. But this guy is a guy that definitely needs to be in, and he was one of the first 2 out last year, and so he definitely deserves to be in. He's basically got it all, and that's this guy. Rated Rookie, Josh. Been doing videos for about 5 years that I can tell. 122,000 overall views on all of his videos, and then about 1,700 subs. He is a great member of the community, watches other people's videos as well. I've gotten the great chance to see Josh at the National the last 2 years in a row. The last 2 times I went in Chicago, so 2019, 2021. We have a very similar style in collecting. He collects all the sports, all the greats, so all 4 sports plus even some boxing and some other things as well. We really kind of, and he would probably say the same thing, our collections do mirror each other quite a bit, and obviously a big reason why I gravitate toward his channel. But to be honest, Josh although he's a great collector and everything like that, he's an even better individual. So not sure why he's not getting some of the love on here that a lot of the straight baseball collectors are getting. But I really think Rated Rookie deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Amazing collection. He presents it well on YouTube. He's in the community. He's a decent dude. Really think that he should be high on everybody's list. So Rated Rookie Josh, my first nomination. My second nomination was a gentleman I met at the 2021 National. Actually went to dinner with him one night, and this is Brad 8671. Great individual. He's got 820 subs, 49,000 total views on his videos. And when it comes to Brad, it's about consistency. He's been doing videos for about 10 years now. I mean, some of these channels just became eligible 3 years ago. You got to be 3 years. He's been doing it for 10 years. That's like that's a long time for YouTube. And to have that consistency over 10 years is just something you look at and you're like, yep. I mean, I've been doing it for like, I think 6 years now, consistently anyways. And the 10 years, that's a lot. It takes a lot to be able to collect that consistency for 10 years. Basically a big Miami Dolphins fan, mainly. He's also has some other things he collects. But the things I've written down for him here, again, consistency over a period of time, amazing generosity. I don't know that there is a more generous person than Brad, especially for like knowing what other people collect and taking the time to really know that other person and then kind of sending them like perfect parts and perfect components to their collection. God, I just don't know many people that do that. There's been some very generous people over the community over the last few years, but Brad goes like another step because he knows exactly what you like and what you really would want to your collection, and he'll send it to you. He's just a super generous person, and I don't think he does it for the accolades. He's just a true hobbyist, true collector, just wants to be decent to other people. And again, I think a no ballot Hall of Famer. Brad finished just outside the top 5 last year, so I really hope, I think this should be his year he gets in. So get out and vote for Brad for sure. Brad 8671. Again, he was the first one out last year and certainly deserves to be in the hall. Just a great dude and happy to know him. The third guy on the list, Dead Guy Cardboard, Ben. He's got about 3,200 subs. His videos have about 400,000 views, so he makes very popular videos. And he's been doing this for 8 years, so again, not somebody who just started yesterday, not somebody who just passed the 3 years, but 8 years is a while on YouTube to be making consistent content. Very informative and interesting videos. Great video concepts. He does like a lot of top 10, top 20 videos. He kind of knows the right videos to make, and they're very interesting to the majority of collectors. And he's the ultimate like delayed gratification collector. Like he may only pick up 1 or 2 things a month or every couple months, but like he's cool with that, and he's kind of a slow collector. But once you get to that kind of point of collecting, you don't mind kind of slowing it down a little bit, getting things in only every so often, and I really appreciate that about Ben. And of course, we did meet at the National in 2021 in Chicago. So again, the 3 people of the first 3 I voted for I've met in person, and I can certainly say they're all great people as well. So Dead Guy Cardboard, number 3 on my vote. Number 4 on my list. So this is the gentleman that I actually stayed with at the last 2 nationals that I went to. So obviously I know him from the national, and that'd be this guy, BurtCat8 Joey. Been doing this 11 years. So I mean, from what I can see, even a year longer than Brad. And Joey's been doing this a while. He's been super consistent. Again, Joey is what I would consider an elite level collector. He's a Bart Star super collector. And he's to the point in his collection where he only gets 1, maybe 2 things in a month, or maybe 1 thing in every 3 months, because he's just got such a great collection already. And it's just, you get to that point and it's just delayed gratification. You finally see something you need and then you go get it. But he doesn't just do that. He also does like the top NFL 100 set, the Spectra Hall of Fame set. So he has a couple different things he's working on. And I just like watching his collection grow over time. about 450 subs, 25,000 views, but again, it's that consistency over time, over 11 years, that really hits it home for me as to why you're a Hall of Famer. And he is a true hobbyist, and unapologetically himself. If you watch his videos, you know, you just you're gonna get Joey. You're not gonna get some fabricated form just to appeal to the YouTube masses. This is Joey. He's a collector, and you should go check out his videos because he does a great job with his channel. BirtCat8, number 4. Number 5, AmishDaveArcher. Kind of in the same breath as Joey. Dave is unapologetically himself. His videos are unique. They're probably not for everybody, but I really enjoy them. He's a very authentic person, in my opinion. He's got about 760 subs, 150,000 views, and from what I can tell, he's been doing this 12 plus years, and that's a long time in YouTube. These are the kind of people we really need to be looking at for the YouTube Hall of Fame. That consistency over time, very eclectic collection. He collects a lot of the game-worn stuff from the early to mid-2000s, that high-quality game-worn cards, and we really kind of connected on that. I think I said that on my video last year as well. But honestly, like, he has such a variety in his videos, from kids sporting events, walking by bodies of water, food reviews, all mixed in with his own eclectic collection of cards. So, I mean, there's a little something for everybody there from Amish Dave. So, big fan of him, and gets my 5th vote for this year's Hall of Fame. So those are 5 of my carryovers from last year. Those are the 5 that I brought over from last year. And then I got 5 new ones on the list. So let's get into some of those. Here's my first one. It's Caleb's Cards. A TTMer, does a little bit of everything, not just sporting guys either. He TTMs like movie stars and World War II veterans, which I find kind of interesting as well. And he's just a good dude. He's got about 1,300 subs, just shy of that, 160,000 views, and again, doing it over an 8-year period. Not always easy to do. So he definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. His channel is called Caleb's Cards, TTM, Autographs, and More. Again, consistency over time. He's very responsive and a great member of the community, great commenter. He's always there to watch your video and give you a comment. Even if he comments a couple weeks after it comes out, he'll still take the time to watch it. Even though cards may not be his number one thing, he still is, you know, he's interested in other areas. He doesn't just stop at TTMing, even though that's what he likes. And just an overall great member of the community. Consistency over time, that was really big for me this year. So he's number 6. Number 7, a guy that I just started watching over the last year or so, when I noticed that he garnered a few votes last year, and that's this guy, Because I'm Carlos. And he's got about almost 4,700 subs, 3.4 million views on his videos, which is kind of crazy. I had to double check that. But and I know he's got some earlier videos with some DVDs and things like that, you know, were not necessarily card related. It looks like he's been doing card related stuff for at least the last 4 years. But he is a Packers collector, so we do kind of cross paths there, especially Brett Favre and those 90s Packers teams. So that's kind of the first thing that kind of cued me in on Carlos. But the second thing is his live streams are awesome. I mean, he's very, I would say, opinionated, but he's articulate in how he states his opinions. And he does kind of bring a lot of different kinds of people onto his live streams. And I think that when you do that, you know, it's really good for the community. He's like a community hub person, gets people all together. So Because I'm Carlos gets my vote this year. 3 more votes to go. Next one on the list is Jimmy Gunz. And again, kind of in the same breath as Carlos, Jimmy Gunz is a great live streamer with his gun show. He's got just under 2,000 subs, 195,000 total views on his videos. Very generous. And generous across multiple platforms as well. He's got an even bigger presence on Twitter, probably 5 times as big on Twitter as he is on YouTube. And I do follow him on Twitter as well, but just a very generous dude. I think I remember he he had asked me or come across me a couple months ago when one of the other members of the community was sick, and he wanted an address to kind of send him something to make him feel better. And that's just who Jimmy is. Very generous person. With these live show guys, like, because I'm Carlos and Jimmy Gunz, I'm not often able to watch them live, unfortunately, because I do have kids and a family, and I also work for a living, so I'm not always able to catch those live streams, unfortunately. But I do wanted to take notice of what they do for the hobby, and I really feel like Jimmy Gunz has a good shot to get into the Hall of Fame this year. So he's definitely got a vote for me. He's number 8. All right, so we got 2 more here. These 2 are just eligible this year. I did want to give some love to the rookie class this year, but as you see, the majority of mine are 4 or 5 years and much older. This guy, I think, does a fantastic job. Elite Hunters, James. His collection is absolutely amazing, and he presents it very well. Kind of a great, chill speaking voice, and really studies up on his material and knows his stuff. One of the videos he did recently really caught my eye. It was Jerry Rice and Don Hudson, who's the GOAT wide receiver debate, and of course that caught my eye, and he really did a great job on that. Got about just under 1,400 subs and 120,000 views, which is really, really good for only 3 years on YouTube. That's a great job, James, so keep it up. Again, we cross paths just because he likes some certain high-end cards, and obviously I'm somebody who doesn't mind waiting and getting some higher-end stuff myself, as opposed to some of the lower-end stuff you kind of get in every day. Very active in the community. I did meet James briefly at the 2021 National. I'd love to hang out a little bit again this time around in Chicago if he's going, as I would with so many other people. But yep, James, Elite Hunters, gets my vote, number 9. And last but not least, here's a guy who's been doing sports card related videos for 3 years. He's got some other videos on YouTube as well from before that, from his powerlifting days. He'd actually just started that up again after being, I guess, somewhat injured for a little while. But that is Jay Stottlemyre 1. Has an awesome channel, collects very specific. He is a Babe Ruth collector, and he has some amazing Babe Ruth cards. So he's got only about 375 subs, just a little bit over that, 34,000 total views, but just an incredibly high quality collection and very focused on Babe Ruth. He did have, a little bit of depth to his collection before, but he ended up selling some of that stuff off to really focus in on Ruth. And that's somebody who I just don't focus on is Babe Ruth. I just don't have the extra funds laying around to have Babe Ruth cards. I have my stuff in a lot of other areas, as you all know. So that's one area that I don't have as much knowledge in, but Josh does a great job of sharing that knowledge. And he's just a good dude. He doesn't mind reaching out to myself or other community members just to say hey and how you doing, and that's the kind of good community person that we want as a member of the YouTube Hall of Fame. So that's it. Josh, Jay Stottlemyre 1, my last nomination. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. Love this time of year because I get to just gloat over these awesome channels and these awesome people. So please take the time to vote if you haven't already, especially if you I think Jake came out and said earlier, if you've already been elected into the Sports Card Hall of Fame, which I was a couple years ago, it really is important to get out there and vote, and just for the legitimacy of it. And people did take the time to actually vote you into the Hall of Fame, so it's important to kind of carry it forward and vote for some of these channels that you really appreciate and support. I think it's a great thing this time of year. Always happy to do it. Thanks everybody so much for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. Love you guys. Talk to you later.